Name your file. I don't care if it's... So compositionally wise, this is a very poor image. One thing that really annoys me, this really is a nothing picture. Really doesn't work. If you take it with the camera in macro mode. Macro mode. Okay, hi everyone. In this video I'm doing a portfolio critique of a Paul Hartner. He says he's been shooting for about 2 years and he uses different cameras including film and digital. As he just wants me to critique stuff and improve my work and learn from my mistakes. Okay, so the first shots, let's go straight into it. The first one is water drops, or the waters. And yeah, cool little shot there. Nice big shot actually. This I took a picture while waiting on... Wait a minute, I think I'm like... see, here we've got an issue of naming and then not actually naming your file. So here it's saying that, is this one that you're talking about? So we're looking for actually one that says scan 81. Okay, this one here. Right, okay, first of all, straight away, I insist this so many times, it's boring having to repeat this. Name your file. I don't care if it's untitled or if it is nothing, but just not leaving it as a scan 0081.jpg. That's one thing that really annoys me. If somebody is sending in their work to get critiqued and they don't even bother to name the file that they're sending in. I've sent a lot of my photos to other companies and other photographers for critique, and I put as much effort into my critique or my work that I put out there. And one of the most simplest things to do is to give it a name and to give it a story. So already, Paul, you're not in my good books here for this. Okay, so it's a scan. I'm guessing it was a photo with a film camera, and I took this picture while waiting at a boat launch to go fishing. I took these pictures with a Canon AE1. My favourite part of the boat. My favourite part is the boat. It is the most colourful part. No after photo editing done. Okay, okay. In terms of photography composition, it's quite a poor shot. We've just got something coming straight into the middle. Photo seems to have just been taken at an eye level shot. There's no foreground interest, background context. The boat at the side is right in the middle of the image, so compositionally wise this is a very poor image. In terms of how you've scanned it and how you've not done any editing, I don't understand why not, because I'm seeing that you've just got dirt on the picture itself. You could have cleaned that out, but again I probably wouldn't have bothered because there's not really much happening in this photo. It's not showing me the location, about what it is, why it's of any importance. It's not really showing me the boat, because the boat is kind of hidden behind it. You know, does it have a special name? Does it have a special meaning? If it was, why isn't it featuring in the picture itself? This really is a nothing picture. So it's not about the water, it's not about the pier, because the pier just kind of goes off nowhere. It's not about the boat, because that's hidden, and it's not about the location, because it's a really uninteresting angle. Again, this could have been made a little bit better if you shot from a little bit lower down angle, maybe from the pier, also using an ND grad filter on your camera so that you could have got some detail in the sky. The sky just now is just white, nothing, anything interesting. So there, eye-catching wise, it's not interesting, and compositionally it's very poor. Okay, let's see if we can go to your next one. Okay, this one you've called Hood Ornament. I chose to send this picture because I love the simplicity of it, along with the fact that it is a plain, good, macro-ish picture. No after editing done. Okay, I understand what you're going for here, but when you're saying this is a plain photo, it's not a plain photo. We have got power lines in the background, we've got trees in the background, we've got the rest of the car in the background, we've got reflections on the car, we've got a building to the side, we've got the car at a slightly odd angle, it's not directly in the middle. So you haven't worked on the idea of using symmetry in this shot. You've put the ornament right in the middle, but unfortunately the ornament, or the object that the ornament is attached to, is not directly behind you. So you're not using composition of centralness and symmetry to enhance this photo. The idea of it being a simple photo, again, we've got bright colours, we've got dark areas as well. It really doesn't work. If you straightened this on and you'd done it somewhere where you couldn't even tell that it was a car from even lower down position, and also we can see your finger down here. I think I'll just stop there. Okay, next shot, blue drops. Okay, what we said here. This was a tough setup. I used an on-camera flash with a DIY studio light and a wireless slave flash. I just had the water drop from above attached to a stand. Taken with the camera in macro mode. Macro mode. Camera with a macro mode. Okay, so you're obviously not using a digital SLR if you're using a macro mode. I don't quite get that. Curves adjusted afterwards. Okay, so you've done a little bit of editing afterwards, and you've managed to capture the split second as the water is blopped back up and coming back down. But again, this photo could have been done very simply, or it could have been made a much more simple image. Unfortunately, you've got all these weird it's kind of dirty colours. It looks like you've done it in a rusty sink somewhere, or a rusty somewhere that's not, you know, these ideas of water drops are the idea of purity and capturing something at an instant, and just all about that, all about the drop and the motion and the natural shapes that nature makes in the fractions of seconds which we don't notice. And unfortunately, I'm just really getting distracted by all these kind of colours and dirt and rust and lines going throughout the image. And also you've got other drops going around in the background and all that kind of stuff. So, and is that a massive spot on your lens or on your sensor? So yeah, this image needs to be cleaned up. What, in fact, oh, is this just some really bad photoshopping? There. It's not dust on your sensor, it's really bad photoshopping. There. Okay, next one. Okay, your next one is reflections. This was taken after a big rainfall. The drain was clogged and the reflection was pretty, so I took a picture of it. No after photo editing. The reflections were pretty. What are the reflections of? You're saying the reflections are pretty. I'm not seeing reflections. I'm seeing through the water and I'm seeing the stones with some white, like the reflection of a white sky. I'm not seeing pretty reflections in this. Am I missing something? It's also at a totally odd angle. It's like you've rotated it a couple of times and we've now just got it at a very odd angle, because effectively it should be that way, is the way I should be seeing it. So yeah, not seeing it. Not seeing the pretty reflections, and I'm not seeing the fact that it's a drain that's clogged up, and not much more. Last one. Flower. It's blurry already. Let's see. It's yellow. This is a flower by a park. No fancy stuff, just simple point and shoot camera. Why are... Okay, again, for everyone, this is a portfolio critique. This is not something where you just take some photos and go, Dom, what do you think of them? This, because effectively this is going to be up on YouTube for a long time. And if you're sending stuff which isn't going to be, you know, if I take some photos and I think, yeah, I can never do a better photo than that, that's the photo that goes into the critique. That goes into my portfolio. I may take 100,000 photos, and out of that I might have 5 photos which I think are good enough for a portfolio. Nobody who's been taking photos for 4 months, 5 months, 6 months should be sending in a selection of some photos that they've done. They should be sending in what they think is their absolute best. That over time, if somebody were to Google Paul Hartner in 10 years' time and they find that these photos are what he thought were good enough for a photo portfolio critique, people might be going back to Paul and going, sorry Paul, I was going to use you, but I've just Googled you and seen your photos and gone, you're quite amateur, and the photographer that was critiquing it totally slated your stuff. So again, for everyone, this is dangerous. This is dangerous, sending in photos which you don't think, or which you think are okay. You've got to be sending in photos which you think you can never do better again. That photo that you have captured is an absolute capture of moment of time, or a work of creative minds working together, making the best photos that once those people have gone, you'll never be able to make that photo again. So here, anyone can take this type of photo. They could probably do it where it is a lot sharper, and probably have it compositionally a lot stronger and not so square. So Paul, I really hope that you see these shots and think, damn, I wish I hadn't put this in for a critique. I really wish I'd held out and got my 5 best photos over a year. Like, a year should be your minimum amount of time for getting 5 photos that you think, and varied photos, not all from one photo shoot either. Okay, that's my rant over, and I'm going to end it there. So, Paul Hartner, I hope you keep working at it and you get really good shots in the future which you think you can definitely put in a critique. So if anybody does Google you once you've decided to become a full-on professional photographer, they see that critique and not this one. Sorry, bye-bye.